Alright, welcome back everyone, Zaf here. I know, a lot of you are 100% confused as to what's going on in this video. As you can see, this is my battle tier at the 1.5 million mark, but we have another screenshot here towards the right, displaying a battle tier of 1.625 million, and also, this is not a pay-to-win account, but you'll say, well Zaf, they're probably hacking or glitching. No, this is a 100% legit account running one of the highest max total powers in the game right now, and I'll show you what they did, tell you their methods, because honestly, this is one of the more interesting things I've seen going against everything we recommend, because this actually does work. They were able to clear hard mode Baron using a strategy, so let me cover it, that way you understand what's going on here. There's no hacks involved, all legit, using a very obscure strategy. But just as a quick reminder, do not forget to support us for free on Emerald Supporter Program. You do get codes from sporting. Right now we have 1, 2, 3 codes available with 4 more coming out, so just support, don't think, and that way I can send you some of these juicy awards. It does take a few hours to send, but don't worry, once you support us, this is what it looks like, and then the codes go right here to your My page, receive benefits, don't worry, just wait, and you will receive all your benefits. And also really quick, a big shout out to Zaf's Virus from when he first commented on our last video. Here's your shout out, and of course, enjoy that juicy Discord roll. And also don't forget to join our Discord server, we have lots of giveaways for you, that way you don't miss out. Now going back to the account, I know the screenshots will be a bit blurry, but you can see this is very clearly a free-to-play account based on the screenshot quality. Jokes aside though, their jinwoo has 402,000 power. Have you ever seen such a crazy result? And also, you can see they have a lot of blessing stones, but their weapons are very strange, running Vulcan's Rage and the Scythe, both to A10. Their hunters are also very strange too. They have Troy, they have Vlim, and they have Min, all to A10, with very absurd power amounts, but I'll show you how that works. But soon enough, we will see some discrepancies when it comes to the actual count. As you go forward, you can see their armory has a very high total power, perfect, using the event weapons of course, and also various other weapons. You'll need them to A5, so that's fine. They can easily max out the armory, even if you're free to play. Let's keep going. What else do we have here? We have the Remnant Power, totally maxed out basically, very nice. As they can do hard mode Baron, very simple for them to get all the rewards there. But let's move on, because as you can see right here, these are their hunters, and they look very, very confusing. They have 1, 2, 3 A10s, but everyone else is basically at A5 or lower. Actually, only one A5. Their Thomas Andre is at A2, their Cha is at A1, their Go is at A5, but their Mirai, their Alicia, their Jinwoo are all at very low advancements. What's up with that? How is someone at such a high total power running such low advancements on their hunters? You can see here, their Mirai does have a very high leveled weapon, but their advancements just suck. What's going on? And you can see here again with Cha, same thing, high weapon level, but her advancements are very low. So the reason why this account is so obscure is because basically the majority of their essence reserves did not go towards summons, didn't go towards custom draws, weapon draws, etc. Because you can see their weapons are honestly pretty bad too. And this is of course based on their account being a 1.625 million TP account. There's no way they should only have like A7 Plum, A5 Moon Shadow, being their only 2 good weapons, even if you're free to play. If you've been playing for a very long time, you should have multiple maxed out A5 or higher weapons. It is very easy to do so. On my 2-week-old account, I had an A5 Plum right away, so not too hard to get. Obviously, RNG is involved, but once you play long enough, these summons are easier to get, so what's going on? That's because of this right here. Do you see it? Do you see something very interesting here? Well, you'll say, well, Zaf, we're just looking at their mining numbers, who cares? But compare their mining numbers to mine. Let me show you. So we are going to jump into the achievements tab, that way you understand what's going on. Let's go to, I think it's Dungeon or Growth. Yeah, so Dungeon. You can see my normal gates are 1400, my red gates at 1500, and also my mining operations at the 5000 mark. Well, let's go back. Let's compare this 4100 number to their results. So we jump back to that free play count. You can see theirs is at 6135. What's up with that? Why does a free-to-play player... I see what they're doing now. They're not using their essence on summons, no. They're using their essence to buy gate keys, boosting up their total power level. Let me show you what happens there. Their army total power level, that being their shadow army, is at 305,000. That is an absurd amount. At level 110, let me hop back to mine, that way we can compare. So let's go to my account. Let's see what my shadow army is like. Remember, I also buy gate keys, but not too many. I only buy around 3 to 4 packs a day using my essence, but mine's at level 103 and my army total power level is at 273,000, which is around 30,000 lower than theirs are. That's why their jinwoo power is so much higher than ours, and also their overall account has more progression when it comes to their total power because they can upgrade their shadows, and when it comes to comparing themselves to other free-play players, they do get more marks time from doing gates. Remember, gates to provide us a lot of resources where we can use to boost our armory, maxing it out much quicker. That's why their account is so crazy. So instead of doing summons, they're like, no, I'm too Chad for that. Let me jump in. Let me do more gates. That way, I can get more resources like shadow energy, marks of time, and more. That way, I can max my total power. So boom, purchasing probably around 5 to 6 sets every single day since the game was released. Yes, since the release of the game, but their summons didn't suffer too much. Let me show you. So right now, if we hop into my summons on this pay-to-win account, let's go to achievements, let's go to common. You can see I've done how many summons? 16,200 summons, but in their case, they've only summoned 5,400 times, which is respectable for a free-play account, but still, it could have been much higher, I'm pretty sure, based on their spending habits when it comes to essence stones, but they didn't lose out on too much clearly. Having so many summons still in the game just goes to show how generous the game is if you've been playing for a very long time. So when people do complain, oh well, I'm free to play, this isn't applying to me, no, it does apply to you based on how long you've played. This game is so rich in resources, the only thing that matters is how long you've actually played the game for. That's the main bottleneck when it comes to progressing, not how good you are, not how many hunters you have, just purely based on how long you've played, because that influences so many account factors. A whale cannot come in and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on the game and go to basically where the whales are right now. They have to sit back and play with everyone else, progressing daily rather than all at once. And that's the beautiful part about this game. It does require a ton of commitment, as you can see here, where a free-play account can achieve a reward, that being this skin here, that a lot of pay-to-win players could not achieve themselves. So honestly, hats off to them, but there's still more of a missing, formula when it comes to how high their power is right now. Because if we look at their hunters, for example, we have Choi here, their power is absolutely crazy. 344,000 power. How does that work? So let me show you. Let's jump into my Choi, for example. First off, my weapon is not 2A10 and also my growth is on the red, but that's only, let's see, a 8,000 power difference, and also the weapon around, let's say, 15,000. So overall, I'm probably missing 25,000 power when it comes to the growth and the weapon, but that still does not fix the gap. If we had 25,000, this number here, that brings us to around 280,000, but to their Choi had such crazy power values. What's going on? Well, I can easily answer that for you. So how do we get to the 344,000 mark? That can be answered with two things. First off, if we go to their Choi, we can see what their stats are like. They have an A10 Choi weapon, also the growth is at the red, like I mentioned, but their HP, their attack and defense doesn't seem like anything too crazy. 25,000, 22, and 13. Let's go back to my account. So in all aspects, my stats are much higher. 3,000 more in HP. We have 7,000 more in attack, and also for our defense stat, it's pretty much the same. So why do they have around 50,000 more power on top of my Choi, even though we're comparing an A10 Choi weapon with the red growth and also ideal artifact stats? So first off, what they're doing is they're cheesing their artifact stats, equipping, let's say, an 8 set of curse. That way, their power is much higher based on the bonus stat effect provided by the 8 stat effect. But that's not it. They're also cheesing the substats as well. As you know, when it comes to artifact substats, they do provide us different power amounts based on the stat we have. So you can see equipment score 87, we have 101 here, and we have 110 here, based on the different stats they have. So stats like HP, damage increase, crit rate, defense penetration, all give us higher power amounts. So let me show you what that means. If we go to artifacts here, let's do change artifacts so I can show you. And let's go to our earrings, for example. So if we go down here, you can see this artifact piece has a 50 equipment score. This one has 49, this one has 48, etc. But the common feature for all these artifacts are that they have certain stats. So defense penetration, crit damage, damage increase. These give us a ton more power, you can see. Crit damage, defense penetration. Also, mana recovery, I'm pretty sure gives a good amount too. But if we go all the way down here, the power provided by some of these substats is way less. So if we go to like this one here, we have additional defense, we have additional HP, the flat version, provides us less power. Same thing here, mana consumption reduction. We have additional HP, so a lot of these artifacts have the same substats, that's why their equipment score is lower, resulting in less power being provided to us. Again, additional attack, damage reduction, but this isn't the only thing they're cheesing, so I'm assuming when it comes to artifact sets, they're running anything that gives them the most amount of power, maxing out on crit damage, defense spend, damage increase, making sure those stats are maxed out on each and every artifact set. That way they get the most power possible, and also, when it comes to their gems, I'm assuming they're totally cheesing this out too. Running, for example, damage reduction here, giving us more power. Running speed here, giving us more power. Running crit damage here, giving us more power. HP percentage, and also, when it comes to our hunters or jinwoo, running either flat attack or percentage, but I'm sure they mix it to get the highest power results. So overall, you can do a lot of things to cheese your power, and it does kind of work out in the end, depending on the game mode. So Hard Mode Baron did require a lot of power. Once you have the power requirement, basically, it is a cakewalk. It is not hard to do at all. Most of the content in this game just requires power, and you can just steam through it very easily. If you don't agree, honestly, it's a skill issue, or you're just not building your jinwoo or hunters correctly. Very important. Because as you can see, this account with a very interesting build was still able to beat Hard Mode Baron without any difficulties, as you can see here. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. Again, shout out to Manuel for sharing this with me. This account was very interesting. Overall, one of the most interesting accounts I've seen to date. A free play account that does have more power than my super ultra whale account. But I do want to have a quick disclaimer for this video. Although we do see an account here with a lot of power, I don't recommend going in and purchasing multiple gate keys every single day with the sole focus of boosting your power as high as possible. You can do it, it's up to you, but I do recommend you play the game normally and do progress your hunters as required. If you want to clear the brand new workshop coming out in the hard mode variant, you can, for example, max out your Thomas Andre, max out Gogenheim, and max out like another support like Min, for example. That way, you do have a light team ready, because as we know, based on leaks, but based on our assumptions too, the brand new workshop will be weak to light, so that way, you can prepare, for example, and get the hunters you need maxed out to maximize on your power. That way, you can do game modes easier. I don't necessarily recommend it. You are losing out on damage, and also you might be falling behind other pieces of content. But again, just want to show you this account because it is one of the most interesting things I've seen in a very long time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop your like. Do subscribe to the channel. That way, I do know you want more content like this. On that note, this is your Code King Zaf, signing out.